always a pleasure to be here with your club. It is my pleasure to introduce Pamela Stewart, District Governor for Rotary District 6190. Pamela was raised in Ruston and graduated summa cum laude from Louisiana Tech and later from LSU Law School. She has been employed by Davison Transport and has served as Assistant District Attorney for the 3rd Judicial Court, and in 2007 joined Genesis Energy as Senior Attorney. Pamela joined the Rotary Club of Ruston in 2002, serving as its president in 2006-2007. After her year as club president, Pamela was involved in a club extension project and served as the charter member and charter club president of the Rotary Club of Lincoln. She has served as an assistant district governor and is a facilitator for the Rotary Leadership Institute. Pamela is also a multiple Paul Harris Fellow and has recently achieved major donor status with the Rotary Foundation. Pamela's community activities include serving as president of the Lincoln Parish Bar Association, and she is co-founder and treasurer of Goodwill Lunching and continues to serve that as a long-term board member. Please welcome District Governor Pamela Stewart.
I'm sorry that I was running late for the meeting start because I was enjoying shaking hands. I did have a conversation with, and I won't name the member, I won't even point at it, but about district governors and their presentations for clubs. And I said, I've mentioned this to a few of the other clubs, that I remember when I was sitting out there in the audience and you walked in on the day and you said, oh, it's the district governor today. I could have stayed at work, I could have gone home, I could be playing golf, but now, I will promise you this, I'm not going to let you go to sleep. I'm a little bit different, cut from a little bit different mold, so you're not going to get a canned presentation. Actually, I like to call on people. And so for those that now have that deer in the headlights look. I really do call on people. But I thought we would start a little bit closer to the front today with a very special member. And just my question is this to Dr. Dudley Calvin. Why are you a Rotarian?
Can you hear me all right?
You're back here?
My hearing aid is not working too good.
Mine neither.
Anyway, my father was a big Rotarian, and he was the district governor of Arkansas, and he instilled on me a lot of good things about Rotary Club. Four-way test, it's got to be the truth, it's got to be helpful for everybody concerned too. And he said, son, you go to Shreveport, I want you to do two things. He said, number one, I want you to join the Rotary Club. That's the first thing. And I joined in 1945. He said, put your letter in the First Baptist Church. Said, but I tried to do it to my father. And it's been 15 years since. I enjoyed that very much.
Thank you.
Governor, thank you very much. Good to have you here today. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good to have you here today. You'll hear me mention a little bit more about legacy later, but I mean, it's such a wonderful story to hear when a parent or a family member has been a part of our Rotary history and our Rotary legacy. And I'm going to ask you, and apparently y'all are doing Rotary Moments, but are you sharing your Rotary story with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors, with your business partners? Are you telling them what it means to you to be a Rotarian? That it's just not lunch, it's a way of life. It's service. It's a passion that just ignites each and every time we do good for the world. Are you sharing that? I have to think if you were, this community would be on fire with Rotarians. And so I encourage you, go out there, teach the world about Rotary. We not only grow Shreveport Rotary, but we grow Rotary District 6190, and we grow Rotary International. And it is a wonderful legacy to share. Thank you. I was not so fortunate to have the family background, and it was actually the service element that brought me to Rotary. And Bruce is up here, but I'm going to tell my story anyway. He's from Ruston, so he might recognize some of the comments. But when in 2002, I honestly had not heard of Rotary. And that's really sad to say, that I had not heard of Rotary. It was a very well-kept secret. And I attended a function in honor of our first responders. And I was so blown away that an organization could care so much about these individuals who put their lives on the line each and every day and are so often overlooked and forgotten until we need them. That I asked a couple that were seated at the table with me afterwards, I said, I really would like to know more about this organization. I think I might want to be a part of it. And they said, well, could you wait a few minutes? And I'm sure. Because at this time, I'm a fairly young attorney and looking for a way to serve. And I said, much to my surprise, the young MC that had been in charge of the event steps down off the stage and walks directly out to our table. And the gentleman that was at the table with me, he looks and he shakes the young man's hand. He says, hi, this is Pam. She would like to learn about Rotary. Ty, you will take Pam to Rotary on Wednesday at lunch. And then he introduces Ty to me as Pam. This is my son, Ty. He is the president of the Rotary Club of Ruston. And so, as part of the Storms legacy, which it was Tyler Storms, Tyler's grandfather actually had been a member, a Rotarian, and I believe president of the Ruston Club. So he was following in his family's footsteps. But as part of that, I was brought into Rotary after 3 weeks of vetting, which was our requirement. I was sponsored by Tyler Storms as a new member of the Western Rotary Club. But that just made me a member. The involvement, the participation in the club, in the committees, and in the projects of that Ruston Club set that fire in my soul. And I can't imagine life without Rotary. It is a part of me. And it is in large part due to my upbringing. It was what my parents had taught me. We did refer to the four-way test then, but now I know that that's really what they were teaching me all of my life. And the only sad news out of this is that I discovered after I joined that a gentleman I had shared an office with for 6 years was a member of the Rotary Club of Ruston. And so when I say, please share your story, there may be other attorneys, other professionals, other business leaders in this community who you take for granted they know about Rotary. Maybe they need to learn, because maybe they could serve serve the community better, and should have that opportunity to be a Rotarian, to experience this way of life. And so, like I said, I asked you to share. And y'all are way too quiet. Usually by now I've got somebody at least talking in the back, but I feel better about that now. Okay. We'll begin it. cry. I was like, gosh, I've lost the audience. But no, it's like I said, Rotary, this is our way of life. And the theme this year, Engage Rotary, Change Lives, is what we do each and every day. And so I can't imagine a better thing, although Lead the Way was pretty good. but I can't imagine a better thing for us Rotarians, because when we engage Rotary, we change lives. And so here's your question. Let's see if we should pick somebody at large. Whose life do we change the most, Reggie?
Probably our own, in our family.
Absolutely. It's our own life that we change the most. When we're doing service, that is what just ignites that passion. It makes our heart beat faster. It makes us want to do more. And it makes us want to be hands and feet and to serve. Thank you. And so, Shreveport Rotary has this tremendous legacy of service since 1914, centennial year coming up. I picked on him a little earlier, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail now. Dr. Dudley Talbot has been one of your leading members since October, is what I see, not October 1945. And while he's retired now, I understand that he was maybe one of the first to welcome a number in the room into this world as the attending physician at their delivery. He got to see more of us than we might want to know. As we see. And not only that, but he's led the way for Rotary and his commitment to Rotary and to the Foundation as a major donor and a benefactor. And I sincerely thank you, Dr. Talbot, for your commitment. And let's all give Dr. Talbot. And after the introductions, I'm not sure about this one, but building on that legacy, we have our newest member of Shreveport Rotary. And I'm just looking with it now. He's looking at me and he's wondering, oh God, is she going to call on me? Doug Hartman, who, by the way, was sponsored by Joe Littlejohn, I see, who he mentioned in his introduction of his guest today. And we're so glad to have you a part of not only the Rotary Club of Shreveport, but also of District 6190, Doug. And we have every intention to get you out of that red badge. Texas just did not know what they were doing. We are going to get you in a blue badge shortly. We're going to get you engaged in Rotary here and changing lives here in 6190 in Shreveport. And thanks for bringing the guests. And Shreveport Rotary has shown its commitment and its engagement with this community through so many service projects. The Rotary Park, the Rescue Mission Service, the Food Bank Senior Boxes, scholarships, the Dictionary Project for 4th graders, 4-H Student Awards, Eagle Scout Awards. I'm already losing them. Job shadowing, the 5K walk run, and supporting so many of our local nonprofit organizations through special fundraisers like Dragon Boat Race. And I want to thank you, and I'm going to ask you to help me because by now my hand is hurting. For those that don't know, I fell in Lisbon and severed the ligaments. But I will say this: please give yourself a hand for all that you do in this community. Also for your commitment to foundation. Just as I said, Dr. Talbot has modeled for us. All of our could all of our Paul Harris Fellows please stand? Now all of those that were still seated, I'll be happy to visit with you after the show. And I guess it will be a show that I'm on YouTube. I'm going to regret saying something. table, if we're still seated, let them know what it is to be a Paul Harris Fellow. What changes that you make in life, not only here but around the world. Because when we make our donations to the annual fund share program, that money comes back here. 50% of it in 3 years comes right back to 6190 North Louisiana for distribution of district grants and global grants determined by us. And those district grants go for projects that are important to us, just like the project that we have here. Rotary Club of Shreveport was successful in receiving a grant this year for $2,000 for the mentoring job shadowing program. And we thank you for that commitment, because you are leading the way for our new and future leaders, our future Rotarians. And we thank you for that. And it is great to be able to give back to this club. And additionally, global grants, district projects. We have a number of global ideas in the works. I ask that you might reach out and consider partnering with some of our other clubs. We have a water sanitation project in Gambia, the Alexandria Metro Club is working on. We have some project out of Bunkie. We have actually the Lincoln Club, my home club, with 24 members, is working on a project as well, immunization project, not just polio, but an overall immunization project. But there are a number of ideas out there, and you may have another idea of your own, that we do receive our funds back. As I said, each year we are receiving our global funding, and we can get matching for that as well. And we can make a dramatic difference in lives around this world by participating in those global projects. And I do want to say a brief thank you. I mentioned this to your board earlier, that your participation with the Ruston Club and the Lincoln Club and the Swaziland project is greatly, greatly appreciated. We were able to complete that project, and so that school now has running water, and it has been a blessing on the lives to not only the school and the children there, but to the families in that community. No longer do their children have to be in danger of wild animals, or worse yet, of the humankind that attempt to kidnap them for various purposes. But now they can safely attend their school, and they can safely keep their water. And so, like I said, I thank you for that. But I would end basically on this note, in that I am here for you, and your district leadership is here to support you. And we look forward to seeing you at the district events. The next one coming up is November 1st through 3rd in Bossier City. And so I hope to see, I don't know, at least this many, because y'all actually knew I was coming to speak today. So at least this many there, because it's a great opportunity to fellowship, to learn more about Rotary, to learn more about our district, to learn more about each other, and to share our passions. And so I encourage you to put that down on your calendar now, and there's no Ole Miss game, did you say? I made the mistake of saying there's no LSU game, and that didn't go over well with her. But there's no Ole Miss game as well. And when I checked, there was no Tech game. So I do hope that you will do that. And I'm going to ask you for one favor, and that is that you will work together with us this year. And together, we will engage Rotary and change lives. Now, who's willing to do that with me?